So recently I was reviewing my investments and I felt myself starting to get pretty impatient, I guess you would say. Mostly just because it felt like it was going to, take forever essentially to build up the kind of wealth that I want in there, right? And it made me just start thinking a lot about, will I be able to do it in time before I retire, right? Like, does having a goal of, $1 million net worth even make sense? If so, when is that even going to happen? Right? How long is that going to take? Like just all these little questions that just kept coming up because, like when you're looking at your account and you're thinking about how far you have to go, it can feel pretty discouraging, And it really made me wonder, right? Like at the end of the day, how much control do I really have over stuff like this, right? Aside from doing the things that I know I should be doing in terms of like, saving consistently and things like that. Like obviously, yes, there's ways to accelerate that, right? Like some people, for example, you get like a really high paying job, right? Or start a business or things like that, And so there's ways to speed it up. But at the end of the day, right, like regardless of the path you choose, there are still no, guaranteed outcomes, right? Like, for example, you can go down a path of like trying to get a super high paying tech job. But at the end of the day, those skills may not be enough to actually get your foot in the door if you're getting beat out by competition, right? Or like maybe you do decide to go and start a business. There's no guarantee it's going to pan out because, a lot of businesses don't make it, right? And now on the opposite side, you do have a lot of success stories, right? But I just think like as humans, we often have a tendency to, I guess you would say just consider the worst, so to speak, right? Or just come from a place of the negative more so than the positive, right? Because when I'm able to step back and really think about this more objectively, I began to realize that like, hey, even if, I'm not making all the money in the world, but like a, crazy high paying job or like a fancy business or something like that, what I am doing is investing consistently and I'm monitoring the markets and, day by day, I'm learning a little bit more about how the relationship works between these different aspects of the markets, right? Like the banking sector, right? And the stock market, bonds, the Federal Reserve, inflation, right? Like little by little, I'm learning all the relationships between these things. And I believe over enough time, as I learn more about the relationships between these things, I will eventually start to identify, more incredible opportunities that I can take advantage of ahead of time that helps me, get to these goals even faster, all else equal, And then say, obviously, my own personal life, if things change with, say for me, for example, like, either get like some type of, side hustle, some type of business going, or who knows, maybe even like a, higher tier job, then at that point, right, all of that is just, extra capital to help accelerate things, but despite all of that, I still feel like I'm building the right principles. And I think that's the most important thing right now. So when those opportunities do come around, then I'm more able to, be prepared to jump on them, right? And even now, man, it's so hard to think about all the years, with all that, cash I've just had from, right, different jobs, different, little side hustles that I made. And I just kick myself sometimes, not as much these days anymore, but, I just kick myself, right, where I even just think like, man, if I just had some grasp of this stuff like 10 years ago, right, just had a better idea of like the importance of some of this stuff, and they're also telling where I'd be now, right? So, but I mean, the ink is dry in the past. So the way I view it is, where we are today, I'm learning, I'm investing, my lifestyle's not going out of control, so I'm keeping a rough floor in terms of my spend. And then the rest is just, letting time do its thing, and then jumping on opportunities when they present themselves, and just use that to help me move things along even faster when they happen. So, yeah, that's my thought today, just on the whole idea of, patience and investing, right? And just realizing that no matter how quickly I want to go, some things just take time. So, hope this helps somebody out there. And yeah, let's keep investing and see where things takes us. All right, peace.